Ladies and genitals, we are checking out the world's most deadly cold sore. Yes, I am talking about Nidus. Okay, look at this dog lipstick wiener looking thing that he shoots out. I don't know if you ever saw this squid-like creature that he ejects out when you use your 2, but before the giant tentacles grow, that's actually what it is. And I think we all know someone at DE is clearly a pervert. Anyways, we are checking out the Nidus Phyrke skin, or Phyrke, however you pronounce it. It's one of the sickest deluxe skins of all time, so we're going to check out a couple builds to go along with this. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alrighty y'all, so it is Nidus, okay? Do you guys know that the Latin root actually means nest? The Nidus actually comes from the Latin root of nest, and it is defined as the site of origin for disease or bacteria, or a place where bacteria multiplies. So they could have just called him Taint also, because I think that fits, most of the criterias. Or, I can go with a couple other genital jokes here, but I'm gonna rise above it for one time in my life, and we're gonna continue on with the video. So, Nidus has an amazing augment called Larva Burst, and essentially what this does is when you cast your 2, that little octopus sucky thing out there sucks in all the enemies, so you want some decent range on this, but you can recast it. So what I used to have to do before this augment came out is I would have to cast out my tentacles, okay, and then I would have to keep really, really low duration, because if my duration was too long, more enemies would get up on me, like a prison riot or something, and by that, you're screwed, they're all up on you, there's nothing you can do, pants are going down. So this is my solution, is Larva Burst. Now yes, it's going to lower your power strength, or perhaps you wanted a steel fiber on, or some armor mods or something. I don't use that. I think you're just fine with vitality only. You can also throw in 2 arcane guardians if you want to just really boost up some of that armor if you feel like it. But anyways, Larva Burst makes you be able to recast. It does a little bit of toxin damage, but it's not going to really matter at all once you're in a little bit of late levels. So something I found to be very interesting is the POX, guys. The POX, and I know some people know this, but I'm going to be showing you a couple weapons here with the POX it's going to make your nipples tingly, guys. They're going to get tingly, they're going to get hard, they may be poking out of your shirt. I recommend don't watch this if there's people around who may give you a titty twister, because your nipples will be activated from this build. So, the POX, guys. If you fight armored enemies, which is pretty much all I fought, like in this video right now, for this section right at this moment, these are infested, yes, but that's just because I was running an Axie survival and they only had infested up. But for the most part, I prefer Grineer, guys. Grineer or Corrupted. Corpus or Okie Dokie, they're just not my favorite. Grineer and Corrupted seems to be where it's at for my long run. So, what you're gonna do is, you're gonna throw out your little tentacles, you're gonna suck everybody in, throw your POX, and all their armor is melted. These guys are level 155. So, as you can see here, I'm swapping over to my lens, and I have this lens with a Hunter Munitions like slash type build. And it's pretty destructive, y'all. It's pretty destructive. But believe it or not, it is not the most destructive. A couple of crazy alternatives came up, weapons which I haven't used in a really long time, such as the Ogre Nasty, guys, the Ogress bros, because you can see this is killing very fast, but it's still just not my favorite, because you only have 6 arrows, and it's just, I use the lens for so much. I don't know why I said there's only 6 arrows, like that's a downside, like you don't have a arrow mutation mod built into the weapon. But anyways, the lens is a fun alternative, so you guys like the lens, this would be a good option. But you don't have to use it. There's quite a few that you can use. In fact, in just a minute, I'm going to show you guys how you can actually use some melee weapons with this. I used the Orbeus for a while, and I actually cut that out of the video just because I'm like, no one's going to do that. But if you want to, you can actually group these guys up, and as soon as they fall to the ground, you can throw the Orbeus over them. Be sure you strip the armor first, and you can throw the Orbeus over them with a gas build or something, and it'll wreck shop, but it's still not it's kind of ridiculous. So whenever you're using this, guys, you obviously want to have your stacks up. And what I was showing you throughout this video, I didn't really have my stacks up. At the beginning I did because that was a real mission and not in the locker room here. But you want to have your stacks up always, all the time. Because if you don't, and you can see I'm starting out with level 155 enemies here with 0 stacks. So if I get killed, I just die. That's how strong Nidus is. And that's the CC that he has, the ability to just draw everybody in to protect you. So you can see how fast those stacks are going up. Extremely fast. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that these are higher level enemies. So this is the Ogress, and what I did just on that time is I shot it first, okay? I shot it before I used the POX, and that is not something I recommend doing. I would use the POX first, strip that armor, and then apply the gas proc. You can also use viral if you want, which splits the health in half, and it has some blast damage, but the reason I chose gas is just because you're getting these ticks, and you can throw your Prime Bane of Corrupted Mon on there if you're fighting Corrupted, Prime Bane of Grineer. If you don't have the Prime one, just use the regular one. But my point is, you can get some serious multipliers happening with the Bane mods on gas in particular, because it stacks that extra 40%, 60% damage, whatever it is, on top of the ticks that are getting spread to the enemies around, because that's how gas works. One guy gets it and it ticks to the people around them, but now those ticks actually go up incrementally also according to the Prime Bane mod. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm trying to be as precise as I can. So as you can see right there, if you use the POX first, that like killed everybody there. There's one loser there just because, you know, he's that guy, the guy you don't want to invite to come with you because he's always causing a problem. Anyways, everyone else, 100% dead. All you do, you throw the POX on there, and yes, you only want to have corrosive on your POX if you're fighting against heavily armored enemies, which we are. These are 155s. Now, you may be wondering, why he got out Pooch Patrol? Well, you know what? He came with this 6 skin too. He came with it too, so I thought we would test out. The reason I had the Hunter Munitions, the Slash build on the lens, is because you can put all the Hunter mods on. You can put Hunter Synergy, Hunter whatever they all are, I can't remember all the names of them, all on your little pet, and that will make him attack enemies that have a slash proc on them. And I think with all the mods on, he does 200% more damage. So you could actually get some pretty decent damage out of your little infested dude, who by the way looks 1,000 times cooler than he used to. I don't know if you guys saw the old infested Helmuth Charger, but he wasn't looking good. He just looked like the one in the game. Now he's looking pretty rad, and it kind of makes me want to use him, especially with this awesome skin. So right here we got the Guando, and this is basically to show you what's up. If you are more of a melee persona, okay, you can just do the exact same thing. You throw out your POX, or you throw out your 2, I'm sorry. Obviously I have no energy at this point in time. But you throw out your 2, then you POX them, and as soon as that goes down, the Guando doesn't have a lot of status chance is the problem. Huge, awesome crit, but against heavily armored enemies in late game, the Guando falls off. So to demonstrate this, I just started whacking this dude, okay? Maybe I should change my wording. I started hitting this dude with my stick. Whatever. You'll know what I'm saying, guys. I'm beating this dude in the head with my pole, and suddenly it's not doing anything to him. It's not doing anything to him. Everything I say sounds perverted, and I really wasn't trying to on the third one. So it does nothing. So I could sit here and do this for like 3 hours. So that's why you gotta strip the armor. I know a lot of the experienced players know this already. So basic build right here. Yes, I got a Riven, but you don't need it at all because we are not going for damage on the POX. All you want to do is get rid of their armor. That's all you want to do. So I have a decent Riven for it, but it's not like the best one in the world, but it's pretty decent because all I want is a status chance. So multi-shot status chance is all I want on a Riven. I'm not trying to do damage with the POX because, you know, you're not killing late game enemies with a lot of corrosive. No. Maybe that's unfair to say, but that's not the purpose of this. This is never going to have a high enough damage output as a secondary weapon to kill these really, really late game enemies. And the main thing we need to accomplish is stripping their armor. So you can replace that mod with anyone you want. If you want to put on a 90% electricity mod, whatever you feel like doing, you can do. Now with the Ogress, guys, I have put like 3 Forma in this already. I could not believe how many Forma this thing's eaten up. So clearly I have an open spot there. But what I would probably put in both of those spots are the Vigilante mods, okay? Vigilante armaments, Vigilante fervor. It's going to increase the fire rate, and it's going to give you some multi-shot, but you don't have to have the fire rate increase if you do not want to. I mean, you'll have a little bit of time, but I just think getting that off a little bit easier. If not, you could also throw a 90% status mod on there, whatever you want, or element mod, I'm sorry. You could also put one more 60% status chance, 60% of heat or whatever you want on there. But you are definitely going to want to have your Nightwatch Napalm on there, because that's going to apply like 30 or 50% of the damage over, or 30% of the damage over a 6 second time frame over for the rest of the duration. So it's pretty effective. It's a pretty cool mod because it keeps them receiving more damage over more time. Anyways, guys, those are the ones I wanted to show you. Obviously, if you just want to do a group everybody up and slide one, you can use the OMA. The only reason I didn't throw that one in there is because Grindhard Squad already has a really good video of the slide to win there with the OMA and sucking everybody up with the tentacles. So you can also try that slide in. But if you the reason I showed the Guando, y'all, is just so y'all can see if you want to do a melee setup, you can absolutely accomplish that. You can pick whatever melee weapon you want. Obviously, it doesn't matter to me, but whatever one you feel like doing, so long as you strip that armor first, I really think it'd be awesome to try with the dual Ichors. That could be amazing, or dual cleavers even. Dual Ichors, though, I would think could be nasty. There's some serious business ribbons out there for that weapon. Anyways, y'all, that is going to be all for me today. I will be back soon. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out, but what can I say? I am a busy dude. Anyways, y'all, until next time, peace.